Martin, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Big picture. So you go back to the very early days of electric vehicles with Tesla. You're a co-founder of Tesla and owner of Teslas, but not still part of Tesla. But are we farther along in the adoption of electric vehicles than you thought we would be back then? And does Tesla's head start, is it critical for the way the industry goes from here?
Well, when we first started Tesla, there were no electric cars on the road. No car companies were making electric cars, none had programs to develop them. So Tesla started a revolution. And, you know, on the one hand, of course, our goal is that every car will ultimately be electric. But on the other hand, when you think about just starting a new car company and the idea that in 10 or 12 years we'd already be selling 2% of the cars sold in the world are electric cars, it's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
So on the one hand, of course, I want every car to be electric. On the other hand, I'm actually amazed at how well the electric car phenomenon has done already.
And is Tesla's success in particular crucial to where it goes from here? Because it's become somewhat synonymous in the public mind with electric vehicles, and the company itself has failed, several times to meet its own ambitious production targets over years.
Well, I mean, Tesla is still one of the few companies in the world that's making just electric cars. So they have the advantage that they're not. Their attention isn't split. They don't have to figure out how to continue making money selling, for example, gasoline-powered SUVs, and on the other hand, try to invent their future that's electric. So in some sense, their leadership still matters. But they've already proven what needed to be proven, and that is that electric cars are in fact feasible, and they're getting better and better and better, and that the future of cars will be electric.
Martin, it's Kelly here. I just wanted to ask you about China in particular while we have you. There's a lot of concerns about what the sales will be for American companies there. How does that demand landscape look to you these days?
Well, I mean, China is a very exciting market for the auto industry. It is the fastest growing and the largest market for cars in the world right now. So it's impossible to ignore that market. It's also the Chinese government has taken a position of promoting electric cars much more aggressively than any place else in the world. And so we see a landscape of well-financed startup companies in China and also the existing large car companies making electric cars.
Right.
How that shakes out in the market is a bit, I mean, it could go toward the favor of the Chinese companies. It could go toward American or European companies. But in the end, the important thing is that they are making the transition to electric cars as quickly as they can.
But you made the key point, though, which is that it could go to Chinese startups. So if I'm Tesla, and as I understand it, Elon Musk is trying to get the price of that Model 3 in China down to basically down as low as he can. Can it go low enough to be a wide-selling car?
I mean, I'm not at Tesla anymore, so I have a really hard time answering that. I mean, I hope the answer is yes, because the more electric cars on the road, the better.
Okay. And is there an issue in terms of the performance of the cars? You said the EVs are getting better and better.
Yep.
Have they reached a point of affordability, reliability, range, all the rest of it, where they can be at parity right now? Because as you say, it's only a couple % of global sales.
Well, I mean, there isn't any one model of car that suits everybody, right? So electric vehicles came into the top end of the market and competed where they do well. They compete on performance. They compete on a lot of things where they're strong. They aren't everything to everybody yet, but each year and each turn of the evolutionary wheel, the cars get better and better and can approach more and more people. The original car that we made at Tesla was a two-seater sports car. That was the best we could do at the time. The next car was a big sedan, expensive, yes, but it can bring your whole family where you want to go. Tesla's now trying to push their cars down market and push the price down. Whether they succeed or not, we'll see. But what's clear is that the cost of making those cars and the performance of those cars has gotten better every single year.